Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome if you are new. My name is Courtney, and today I thought that we would do a flip through of my, I guess it's like a memory keeper planner. This is a Hobonichi cousin that I had cut down into standard size at the beginning of the year, and yeah, I guess I'll talk more about it as we go. So the cover is like this, but like, I don't know, yellowish beige, kind of like cardstock, thick cardstock cover. I don't really love the cover, so I just covered it with scrapbooking paper. Um, and yeah, it's held up fine. This is just from a paper pack that I got at Michael's. And then on the inside, I just printed some digital paper that I bought from Etsy on some sticker paper and put it on the, what do they call these? Like the end pages? Is that right? Doesn't sound right. I don't know. And then I just stuck some stickers down. That's a picture of my son. I think this might have been in first grade, maybe. First grade, that was him. He was probably a day old. He was a preemie, so that's a picture of him when my husband was feeding him in the NICU. And just some more. This is really old. I think it's from Jameson Reed. It was like a dashboard for a ring planner, and I just have moved it around to different planners because I like it so much. Um, I do like to have a monthly overview in every single one of my planners. It's the one thing that I can't cut out of my planning system. The cousins start, so this was December. You get December's monthly and the cousin, but I don't think the pages themselves start until January, but I can't really remember. So my monthly, I just put appointments, a little deco if I have it. Um, if you cut your Hobonichi down to standard size, you lose, there's like a column on each side. So there would have been um, like a sidebar column here and then the Sunday column over here. I just split my Saturdays and Sundays. We don't tend to be super booked on the weekends, so it works for me. But you can see this was January, February, March. March tends to be a little busy. It's the start of spring. We have birthday, so my youngest has a birthday in March, and it's usually his spring break. Their school spring break tends to be in March as well, so it looks a little hectic. And then it sort of picks up from there. March, April, May are kind of birthday heavy months for us. But I do like yellow is my favorite color, so I really love this month. But yeah, we've got Easter, a birthday, um, and I think that's when soccer starts. So yeah, I like the way this turned out. And then we've got May, all the birthdays in May. I have um, a kid with a birthday. My granddaughter has a birthday. Our anniversary's in May. Mother's Day, the last day of school, my sister's birthday. So yeah, we have a lot going. And then there's always like end of school activities that happen in May. I really like this washi tape too. Have no idea where it came from. And then this was June. These were free printables. If you are in Papershire's Facebook group, I don't think she does it anymore, but she used to do like just like she would release a batch of freebies every month with a theme, and I have a bunch of them saved, and I had some of them printed out. This is just like a really thin kind of vellum that I printed it on, so I just glued these in. Once again, school is out, all the appointments, all of that. So I'm just going to flip through January through June. Okay, so that was my monthlies from January till June, and now we'll go into the weeklies. I do like for my weeks to be an accurate reflection of what I've done that week, not what I've planned to do, but what I have actually managed to talk myself into doing. So I usually will wait until like Thursday and fill out what happened Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then on like Sunday, I'll fill out the rest of the week. So, yeah. Um, and I think I kind of played with the layout a little bit. I divided the page some weeks so I could put like workouts at the top, writing stuff at the top, um, errands. I kept track of like books. I FaceTimed with my daughter. We watched The Glass Onion. I still like Knives Out better. Probably because it had Chris Evans in it, but you know. Um, and then I did the same thing. I don't use kits or anything. I usually just use kind of little deco stickers that I have. If I don't have a lot going on, I will fill it up with these florals were from a Happy Planner sticker book. And you can see then I started dividing the page into 3 sections. So I kind of had my workouts and writing stuff at the top. I don't know why I was at the hospital there, but well, I wasn't at the hospital. I was visiting my dad in the hospital. And then like this is the stuff that happened that week, and then kind of general to-dos at the bottom. And I liked doing that. I think I stuck with that for a while. You'll see once again, I don't know what happened that day, but nothing good. I'll have to see what week is this. Um, oh, so that must have been December. So this was, yeah, that was January because my son's birthday. Um, so January 17th, I'll have to see what happened. I was not happy about it, whatever it was. Oh, I know what it was. My husband tested positive for COVID that day. So yeah, then I started writing down the schedule for the days that I watch my grandson. And yeah, there's no real rhyme or reason. Usually it's just decorative stickers, some washi tape, and that's it. I ordered these little stickers from Amazon, and I mostly use them in my like my little pocket daily, but they went with sort of these browns. And I think this must have been the week that I got them, so I just stuck them in there. We went to brunch. We went tubing at Perfect North with the Cub Scouts. That was a fun time. This week I wasn't really feeling it, and so this is what the spread ended up looking. I don't think it isn't one of my favorites, but you know, it's life. It's a week. Turn the page for the next week. And I didn't really like this spread either, but this was the week of Valentine's Day. This is another, I think the last of those freebies that I had from Papershire. And you can size them any size. I think I had printed them to go in my rings, and so I had kept them kind of big, but it's fine. Um, Read Giovanni's Room for book club. I think this is when I started watching. No, this is when I started watching Supernatural. So I started watching it, I think this week. Yeah. I started watching it on the 9th, and then, which was what? A Thursday, and then by Monday I had finished season 1. And then Tuesday I watched all of season 2. That was like a lot. This was a super fun night. We had they did like culture and heritage night at the junior high in our district, and so um, they had the kids like make kind of dioramas or things that represented their culture and heritage. And then some of the families brought in food and they had like dancer. It was really fun. There was music. It was really nice. And then my son and my husband went back to Perfect North that weekend. I was sick, so I didn't go. Yeah, I added more of these little ones. This was kind of boring. I didn't have a lot going on, so I put in a quote sticker and a full box from a Happy Planner book. I started or watched Supernatural again. I still haven't finished it. I'm on season 14 and I have slowed it down because I'm not ready for the series to be over, and there's only 15 seasons. I had cramps that day. So these are just, we went to a 50th birthday party. Lots of those that this year. My husband turned 50 last August, and I turned 50 this year. So between us, like all of our friends are turning 50. So, well, most of them at least. Not much going on. Read The Golden Spoon, which is kind of like a thriller. I think it said Knives Out meets The Great British Bake Off. I didn't, it wasn't thrillery enough for me, I don't think. It was just okay. I think I ended up giving it 3 stars, but it was a nice evening to finish that book. This was spring break week and also our son's birthday week. So, and the first day of spring. We went to Columbus. We took him to Legoland because Legos are his favorite. That was like a really fun day. We had burgers at Flipside. And then his birthday was on Saturday. He got a haircut, or yeah, he got a haircut on Friday. Opening day, more cramps. I like this spread for some. I like spreads that look really like filled in, I think. Um, oh, this was the week of Easter, so I kind of used lavenders and pastels. I took my grandson on a really long walk. Rowan had picture day. I ordered the pocket moleskine and I got it that day. So I went back and back planned. Rowan had a sleepover at my daughter's house because he didn't have school that day. I can't remember. We must have gone somewhere. We were planning to go somewhere. I don't know why Rowan spent the night with his sister. I mean, it's nice of her to keep him. I don't remember why. I guess we didn't end up doing whatever I had planned for us to do. This was from, I think, the Zay Wild Happy Planner book. I really love these little mushrooms. They're so cute. And this little girl with her overalls on. Soccer, dinner with my in-laws. Oh, this was, I put this little folding sticker. This was a printable sticker, but I had an appointment. We had our my family, I should say. We had an appointment with the nursing home about my dad on that day. Another appointment about my dad. These were from that same Zay Wild book. I really love this sticker book. I might get another one. I think I use practically every page in there. Played Animal Crossing with my son. We haven't played. My Switch was lost for a long time, um, and then I ended up finding it in his closet for some odd reason, but I charged it because he had really been wanting to play. So we played Animal Crossing that night. Um, this was a slow week. I wasn't feeling well, so I don't remember like what I kind of had planned that week. I know I didn't end up going to book club because I was sick. That day. Oh, this was their first camping trip with the Cub Scouts. So they went, I think, on Saturday and came home Sunday. Oh, Rowan went to a birthday party that day after he got home. May 1st, that was our 13th wedding anniversary. Have been having some like issues with my health, and so my doctor had ordered a bunch of tests. I had a CT scan that day, some lab work done. I went and stayed with my dad at the nursing home all morning, and then went to therapy, and then I went and wrote for a couple hours at Starbucks. I'm up to season 12 on Supernatural here. Took my I think this was the first day that it was really warm, so I spread out like a picnic blanket in the front yard and took my grandson outside to play. Had drinks with my neighbors we live in a cul-de-sac, and so there are like a couple of us, like the wives, who will occasionally kind of sit in the cul-de-sac and have cocktails. So I guess we did that night, which was fun. This is another super full week. One of my favorites, again, yellow. Love yellow. We went to a baseball game. I think my daughter and son-in-law went out that night, so we kept the baby. Finished season 13 of Supernatural. Our son got to tour his new elementary school. Oh, this was the week, so they had like an end of the year dance. Well, it was more than that because in our district, they separate, so they have early childhood schools, which are kindergarten, first and second grade, and then elementary school is from 3 to 6. So this was his last year at the early childhood school. So it's kind of like a prom for the kids. But they can invite like whatever grown up they want to. Um, so I went to that with my son. That was really fun. We had another birthday party. That May 13th is our granddaughter's birthday, so we called and talked to her. And then I think I talked to my doctor or my daughter on that day as well. Ro got a haircut that morning. It was just like a really busy week for a change. More Happy Planner stickers that I used. Purple. Another birthday, my daughter's birthday. That was his soccer team's team pictures. We went out for ice cream that day. This was so the Cub Scout troop basically just runs like the school year, and this was their like advancement night, and they had like a picnic for the whole den. I think, I don't really know if I'm using the right term. I think Den is like all of, yeah, Den is all of them. And so he moved up to the next group. I think he was a wolf, and I think he moved to the bear pack. I think I got that right. This was the day my dad died, so this is kind of what it is. Also, my dad died on Tuesday, and my son's last day of school was Wednesday. I had already uploaded those 2 videos that went up, so I just left them. And then that's the day we met at my sister's to make arrangements for my dad. Um, Again, this was kind of how I was feeling. It was Memorial Day that day. I really didn't feel like doing anything, but it was really warm. So we did. It was just me and my husband and our son. And then I think my daughter brought uh, my grandson over, and we just kind of hung out and swam for a bit. And then that was that. I went to my sister's to pick up photos to go through for the like slideshow. And then Rowan had a doctor's appointment that day that I had forgotten about, so I couldn't reschedule it, so we ended up going. And then these were just kind of all of the things. I mentioned all the 50th. So one of my very best friends from grade school, I think we've been friends since the 4th grade. And she turned 50 on June 1st, and she has a party like every year. Obviously, this was her 50th, so it was kind of a big deal, and we had RSVP'd like 3 weeks ahead of time. And I had texted her and said, I mean, she knew my dad died, and I was like, I don't know if we're going to come or not. It's the day before my dad's funeral, and I don't really know how I'll be feeling, but we actually ended up going. Um, so yeah, and then Friday was my dad's funeral. Um, so I tried to kind of get back into the swing of things. Um, Monday was the 5th. That would have been my dad's 93rd birthday, so that day was kind of hard. Um, and then my dad is was in the military, and so when my mom died, like they had already kind of had their arrangements made, and they were both to be buried at the military cemetery closest to us, which is Dayton National. And that's where my mom is. My mom was already buried there in 2020 when she passed away. And so because you have to go through the military, you can't tell them when you want to have the service, they tell you. So even though my dad's service was on Friday, we didn't have they didn't give us permission to bury him. Like the earliest we could get into the cemetery was the 7th. So it was kind of like not the best situation, but there wasn't really anything we could do about it. So that was the day that we buried my dad, and then we stopped at Starbucks and went to lunch after. And yeah, and then good times. I had my first colonoscopy on Friday. These were like the worst couple of weeks of my life, actually. And I really don't remember much of it. Our son went to my brother and sister-in-law's because I had to be at the office place, whatever they call it, surgery. Not like it was outpatient. Well, whatever. I had to be there early, so. And then, yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. This was my first therapy session after my dad's death, so that was kind of hard. Um, had a surgery consult, found out I don't need surgery, so that was nice. And yeah, I didn't really do much that day. That was Father's Day, another really hard day. Um, but I do like these stickers. And then this was the week of the 19th. I also like how this turned out. My husband and son went on a camping trip, so they were gone from Thursday until Saturday. Um, so I had all of this time by myself. It was really interesting. I got my hair redone. Our book club had a meeting. We went to this place. It's kind of like in, I want to say, who's that guy with the hair? Um, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. He's on the Food Network with the blonde hair. Diners, Dives, and Drive-Thrus or something. I think that's the name of the show. I can't remember, but I think this place has been on his show. But it's called Terry's, and it literally is like in, they're famous for their like crazy Sundays and milkshakes. And it's about an hour away from where we live. But we went there that night, and it's literally like in a gas station, and they have like an ice cream bar, a pizza place, and like a deli. But it's very interesting. I decided to sign up for Stitch Fix again and got my Stitch Fix and realized why I stopped doing Stitch Fix, because that was a disaster. And yeah, this was the last week of June. Love this once again because it's yellow and pink and kind of bright. I didn't write down what I was reading, but those are my weeklies. And then we'll start with the dailies. So in the Cousin, in case you don't know, you get monthly, weekly, and daily pages, which is kind of why it's like the ultimate planner. So this was January. My word of the year was embrace. I don't know how great I'm doing with it. I was thinking about that today, but and then on the page before the first day of the month, it's like blank, and I typically use it just to write down goals and tasks. I was trying to think of a morning routine. These are from Happy Planner. Um, I tried to split my day up into sort of like home admin stuff and then like content stuff. And then I usually would write a little note about the day. Um, but I think these are the only 2 days that I did. I used my stamps and stamped the day. You lose the date on the left side of the page, I think. And I just tend to like ignore that when it's there. It doesn't really bother me. And I just use washi tape, stickers if I feel like it. Sometimes it's all pen. Most of the florals you see are from Happy Planner. That's mostly what I use. I didn't like the day split like that, so then I just started listing everything out. So yeah, I can see this note. FML, Doug tested positive for COVID. I was supposed to have coffee with my friend that morning, but I canceled it, obviously. And then, yeah, I don't really feel pressure to fill up the page. Made a delicious breakfast that day. I don't remember what it was, but some days I do. Some day, like if I have a lot to write, I'll write it. If I don't, that's fine too. I've kind of gotten, I think this is like maybe the fourth cousin that I've had, and so no, it's the third cousin that I've had. Or is it the fourth? I can't remember. But so I've kind of gotten over like pressuring myself to fill up the page. I will sometimes do a timed day if I'm trying to like track things or like time block. I was doing word counts here because I was really trying to like finish a draft of that book. And you can see this is like the page before February. So, and yeah, you can see on these pages I don't have very much. We went out for my friend's birthday on that night. That was fun. And I will write little notes about the day. So I was started watching Supernatural, and I just said on the struggle bus this week, I'm finding it so hard to stay motivated. My plan is to get through the rest of the week, reset on Sunday, and hustle next week. Don't know if that works. We had a family party. We finally got to celebrate Christmas with my in-laws who live out of town. Rowan made some friends with some neighborhood boys. I think that's really good for him. And then you can kind of see where it goes through. We read Giovanni. This was our book club meeting. Oh, I was trying to figure out like my star ratings on books. So 5 stars to me is a new favorite. 4 stars is an excellent read and something that I would recommend. 3 stars is an enjoyable read. 2 stars meh, waste of time, regret reading. 1 is a DNF. And usually I will only DNF books if I think they're terribly written or if I find like something wildly offensive in them. Trying to get ideas for Rowan's birthday there. Yeah, some days I have a lot to say, some days not so much. I found this band on TikTok that was really cool, so I wanted to write them down so that I could look them up on Spotify. And my son and his girlfriend broke up that day. It was kind of sad. First day of spring. Visit with my dad. My daughter went to Columbia with her sister for her sister's birthday. Rowan turned 9. We talked to Olivia and Ryan, my daughter and granddaughter. And I was trying to figure out a morning routine and an evening routine. I'm still working on it. It was Stuff Your Kindle Day. I tipped in some, like a mood board that I had made on Canva for April. I had some arcs to read. Oh, it was a school. I'm like, whose birthday party? It was a school friend's birthday. That's why I don't really have a name. I got some new highlighters from Amazon, so I swatched them on this page. We went out on a date. Oh, okay. Remember when I said I wasn't sure why Rowan spent the night? I did not go back and fill in what we did, but we went out for pizza and came home and watched something on TV. It was Easter Sunday. Took Leo to a library story time. Sometimes you have to be okay being the bad guy in someone else's story. I was really working on setting up some hard boundaries with some folks in my family. I watched Criminal Minds Evolution on Paramount Plus. It was really, really freezing. I think we actually turned the heat back on. This was when Dad was sick. There will be days when you won't have a song to sing, sing anyway. I'm not sure where I got that quote from. This is the day that my dad got transferred to a nursing home. And it just was a really, really hard time. Rowan had a soccer game, and then we went and had tacos after, and then went to visit my dad at the nursing home. And it was when we went, I knew it would likely be the last time that Rowan would get to see his grandpa. Well, close to being one of the last times. I think he saw him 2 more times, but had to get stuff right. Thinking about planners for next year. Planner wish list. I was sick that day. Here we're into May. I listened to some Chris Stapleton and wrote down some lyrics for our anniversary. Instead of doing a summer bucket list, I did a summer yes list. I think this is more when I start leaning towards journaling in here, so I might flip a little faster because I haven't really covered anything up. I wanted to do the 75 soft. Yeah, drinks in the cul-de-sac. And yeah, this is basically when I started really journaling a little bit more because I had my pocket daily. But yeah, you can see I did another time daily here, just kind of journaled on that day. Skylar's birthday, more planner notes. Oh, this is what I wanted to do on my daily pages, 333. And I think I was watching a planner video. I cannot remember where I saw this idea, but it was, so you write down 3 things in the last 24 hours that you're grateful for, 3 things that made today good, or 3 wins, and then 3 affirmations. Things that I wanted to make on Canva, and then this was the day that my sister called and told me that my dad died. Tina Turner also died on the 24th, and it just was a lot. I just found some quotes about grief. So given the choice between grief and nothing, I'd choose grief. Grief never ends, but it changes. It's a passage, not a place to stay. Grief is not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. It is the price of love. When great souls die after a period, peace blooms slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same. Whisper to us, they existed, we can be, and be better, for they existed. So it's true when all is said and done. Grief is the price we pay for love. And just kind of going through the motions at this point. It's Memorial Day. I think I went back and kind of filled in these pages because I needed some place to write some stuff down. And then these were, I gave a eulogy for my dad, so I kind of started, this is where I started working on what I wanted to say. Trump was indicted again. This was the day that I had my colonoscopy, which I failed. I didn't fail it in the sense that they found something or anything like that. I failed in the sense that I couldn't have the test done because the prep was not complete, and I'll just leave it at that. And then, yeah, just kind of more journaling. And this is kind of where we are. I have not really picked it up very much in the last couple of weeks. I was kind of brain dumping some stuff for July, and then here we are in July. This is the freebie from SM Plans. Set that up, and then I'm gonna take this out just because it only runs from January to June, and it makes my TN heavier. But this is where I do like more traditional like memory keeping, but also super simple because I'm a slacker. So this is an insert from the Travelers Company. You get two. So you get one book that's January through June, and then the second book is July through December. And I kept these together because it was super easy for me to remember to do it when I had it with my cousin. And I think I'm going to go back and like decorate the inside of the cover, but all I would do was write little notes about the day. I did try to do gratitude in here. I did not keep with it for very long, but so I just would make little notes about the day or the week, and then I go through and print pictures and then go back in and decorate. So the pictures necessarily won't go in for like a week or two, but I try to have like whatever little journaling I'm going to do done that week so that I don't forget. Even though I can kind of go back in here and look at stuff and it will kind of help me remember. So this was the week of Christmas, and we met some my friend was here from out of the country, so we met up with some other friends for drinks and dinner. Starbucks in front of the Christmas tree. We made Gracie a reindeer. She was not happy about it. Oh, I wrote about the glass onion. This was my beginning of the year planner stack. It was my son's birthday. Baby Leo. We had Holtman. So some weeks I don't take a lot of pictures, so I will add like more stickers or whatever. Finish my first book of the year, The Bullet Who Missed. Listening to Celebrity Memoir Book Club if you're looking for a podcast recommendation. So you can see I don't have a ton of pictures, which is fine. I don't have any pictures this week. You can tell when there are rough weeks. We went to IKEA this week. This was my son and my husband built a garbage truck for the Pinewood Derby. I think that was like my first blog post of the year, so I printed the picture out. My grandson. I do like to include like funny text exchanges. So I think this was about, we went out for my friend's 50th birthday. So we went out to dinner, and this was kind of like our text exchange, which I think it says like, try not to get my head in it. Oh, I texted, what are we wearing on Saturday? Is there a theme? I need adequate time to overthink my outfit, try on everything in my closet, and then change my mind 20 minutes before I leave the house. And then my friend Brittany said, Cole, who is Nicole, our friend, said grown and sexy. And I said, I'm grown. Haven't been sexy in years, but I'll work on it. And then our other friend responded, I'm doing grown and fluffy. My daughter and son-in-law moved into their new house that week. And then there's like more. That was when we went tubing at Perfect North. These are from like our girls' night out. It was really a good night. That was me writing. My friend's daughter had senior night at her school. She's a cheerleader, so we went to that. I think that was Rowan's first high school basketball game. Some of the flowers I got for Valentine's Day. More working on my book. So it really is just like a lazy, quick way to do memory keeping. We took the baby out to coffee with us. My husband found this picture in something he was doing. So I was also a cheerleader in high school, and that's mad embarrassing. Just my grandson and my granddaughter. Went to brunch with my mom's group, or we had brunch at her house, I'm sorry. Had book club. So see, even though in my planner I wrote that like I had a writing session or reach my word count or something, but in here I wrote I figured out one of the issues I was struggling with and wrote a prologue adding 2,000 words to the book. Rowan went indoor skydiving with his Cub Scout troop. I read 4 books that day. Pie day, so my husband brought a pie home. It snowed the week of St. Patrick's Day. This was spring break, birthday week, Legoland. And that's sort of pictures from us. For some reason, Rowan asked me if I would kiss Barack Obama, and I thought it was funny, so I wrote it in here. I don't know. Oh, we surprised my son's actually my grandson goes to the same doctor as Rowan, but it's right by where my daughter works. And so after he had his well check, we walked over to her office and surprised her. Skylar and Ben, my daughter and son-in-law, took Rowan to Dairy Queen. Another school shooting. I'm really loving oat milk dirty chais with vanilla cold foam. Oh, I need to remember that. And then sometimes I'll like print out memes. This one says, my toxic trait is telling people I'm down for anything in reality. I mean, not after 8 p.m. Food should be involved, and it also depends on the weather, the parking situation, and how tired I am. I found this really cute picture of me and my mom. I must have been reading something to her. This was supposed to be the first Saturday of Rowan's soccer season, and they got rained out. It's my daughter Logan's birthday, Easter. I don't know that I took any pictures this week. Oh, I found this app and put it on my phone, and I could upload like my manuscript to the app, and then it would read it to me. So it was like an audiobook, and it was so trippy, like hearing someone read the story back to me. It was Easter. Once again, not a lot of pictures, but memories. Leo. So they drop the baby off before I have to take Rowan to school. And I guess on this morning, Leo cried the entire ride to school, which, I mean, it takes us 10 minutes to get to Rowan's school. And then Rowan sits in the back seat with him, and he said, Leo, calm down. Jesus Christ on a popsicle stick. You ruined my whole morning. In a book slump. So this was a soccer game, but it was freezing, fully in winter coats. Skylar put little ponytails in the baby's hair, and he looked so cute. And I just like that outfit that I wore. That's us getting tacos. This little girl in Rowan wrote Rowan a love note, and I took a picture of it and put it in here. It was really cute. I got faux locks for the first time and kind of in love with them. This is when May 1st, the high of that day was 46 degrees. It was also our 13th anniversary. And I just wrote, I can't imagine a life where I'm not his wife. I don't think I meant to. Oh, I had the baby this day, and Rowan has become very like interested in things about babies. And so he said, Mom, how do you know what to do for babies? And I said, I'm not sure, you just figure it out. And he said, oh, I thought they trained you online. I wish. um, this day, May 5th, my husband took the cover off the pool. And then this is like an old picture, but it's one of my favorite pictures of us, and I just put it in there for our anniversary. And then this was us at the Reds game for a date night. Supernatural 13 is finished. Happy birthday to my sister. These are pictures from his little, it was called the Royal Ball. It was so cute. They had this little, I don't know if you can see it. They had this little like prop thing you could take a picture behind, and they gave the boys like crowns and the girls had tiaras, and I wore this long dress, and then there's like another picture of us. And then, yeah, my niece graduated from high school. I got flowers for Mother's Day. And then I cut peonies from our yard. Oh, that's from the advancement ceremony. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, he went from a wolf to a bear. Did I do that backwards? We went to an ice cream fundraiser for the school. I got my veg tan Mo Term Standard for Mother's Day and was obsessed with it. I got some mugs, and this was like the tag off of it, and I just thought it was cute, so I taped it in here because yellow is my favorite. Then school was out, and then these are pictures of my dad. And then this was, we were kind of talking to my son about my dad being gone, and he was 92 when he died. And Rowan just said, well, he told my husband, Dad, every time you tell someone you love them, they live longer. And then that's a picture of us from my friend's party, and we swam that week, and I printed that out for the start of Pride Month. And then just a picture of my mom and dad. They're together again. They were married for 66 years, I think, before my mom, when they had been married for 60 or maybe 67 when my mom died. And so they're back together, and we had sort of like a family day at my house on Saturday because he had a night funeral. So we just kind of came together on that Saturday after for a family day to kind of just share memories and enjoy family and kind of celebrate for his birthday, which would have been that Monday. I got my first book mail. I tried the white chocolate macadamia nut cold brew. It was very good. I buried my dad. Colonoscopy. I reached 8,000 miles on my Fitbit. Or I'm sorry, 8,000 floors on my Fitbit. I'm sleeping a lot. I mean, I know it's like depression, but it's not great. The last soccer game of the season. Oh, this was nice. Doug and I had an impromptu date night because my in-laws had Rowan that day, and so we went to dinner before we picked him up from school. I ran and got, I don't know where my husband was on this day. Oh, he had a thing, a doctor's appointment. So I just ran. He had a doctor's appointment, and then he had to go to like a work, like into the office. And so I grabbed dinner for Rowan at Wendy's. And when we were at Wendy's, we ran into my older son. I love our rainbow doormat. We had a family dinner at my in-laws for Father's Day. We introduced my grandson to my husband's like extended family. And then I'm trying to think. This is pictures from their camping trip, pictures from my book club. We went, it was really fun. We read Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House, and then there's this kind of like bar lounge downtown called Ghost Baby, and then we took like a ghost tour of downtown. These are like the ice creams that we got at that Terry's place, our milkshake. So I got the coffee milkshake, and it came with 2 donuts on it and like this giant thing of whipped cream. I hope you can see it. And then this was Rowan's. He got birthday cake. So he got a milkshake, a giant slice of birthday cake, and then 2 cupcakes on top of it. It was insane. And then, yeah, this is the last week of the month. I haven't gone back and finished it, but that is it. So that is the flip through of my January through June pages. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see more, be sure to click subscribe, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.